So we recently had the version 2.0 live stream for Honkai Star Rail, and there's a lot that they did go ahead and announce. I mean, they showed us a lot about the map and stuff like that, which it looks like they put a lot of effort into this, right? We could see here, I mean, just showing you real quick, the map looks absolutely amazing. There's so much going on with the world, you know, this is like the land of dreams as they called it. They definitely put a lot of effort into this, and they even mentioned that in terms of the story, this is the biggest story update yet, and it will span from version 2.0 all the way to 2.3. Very, very awesome. But again, there's a lot to talk about here. I'm going to be covering the main points that I personally feel like I find important regarding the live stream. But if you want to watch the full live stream or see my reaction to it, I do have the full live stream reaction on the channel. Feel free to go ahead and check that out. But again, 56 minutes. Let's try to get this covered, probably 10-minute range or so. Now, firstly here, again, yeah, I did take the screenshot here. It is going to continue from version 2.0 to 2.2, and obviously finish off all the way at 2.3 with an epilogue. Now, in terms of the banners, we do know that the banners are going to be the first half, Black Swan. The second half is, actually, I kept Black Swan here. The second half is going to be Sparkle, right? Now, we do know that Misha is also going to be a 4-star that will be available during the first half banner, right? They did confirm that in the event warp for the first half, that is where Misha is going to be available to be summoning for. So just like it was in the recent 1.6 update where Ryu was actually in the first half banner, they are doing this again with Penacony and 2.0 by having Misha and Black Swan's banner instead of Sparkle's banner in the second half, right? So that, I think that's helpful. That's cool, right? Sure. It doesn't really change, I think, too much at the end of the day. Misha is an ice destruction character, so I feel like, you know, if you have Jingliu especially, you know, not really going to get too much use out of this guy, especially with DPS characters. I feel like with DPS characters, there's definitely 4-stars that could work, but like, as 4-star characters are probably just going to be better suited always to be like support characters, or even like healing characters could work too, but we'll see. So, Black Swan is, of course, the Hylidian Wind, very strong DOT character. She'll work very well with Kafka and everything like that. Of course, Sparkle here is a Harmony Quantum character, so she's going to be good with like mono quantum setups and stuff like that. She increases the skill point cost for the team, so a lot of people are thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to use her with my Dan Hong, right? That makes quite a bit of sense. Speaking of Dan Hong, we can see here, Dan Hong is actually returning here in phase 1 of the 2.0 version update. So it'll be him plus Black Swan. And then in the second half, Jingwan is actually also making his return. So we have Jingwan and then Dan Hong, and then obviously together with Sparkle and Black Swan. So I said that really weird, but again, phase 1 is Black Swan and Dan Hong. Phase 2 is Sparkle and Jingwan. So that's pretty good. I think overall, I will definitely like take this. Dan Hong not returning yet, now finally is. Very, very powerful character. Jingwan, you can make him work in pure fiction for sure, but definitely not one of the, like, you know, go-to characters unless you're a big Jingwan fan, I would say. Besides that, yeah, they're all usable, at least, so that's a good thing, right? Next, we do have a new boss that's coming here. So this is the Something Unto Death boss, right? And I think the design for this boss is very, very cool. There's other like enemies that are introduced in Penacony, but I wanted to bring up the main boss right here. Like, there's like a monkey with a hat that throws soda at you. There is like this TV that like either like supports or attacks you depending on like when you hit it and like what mode it's on. It's really interesting, right? So there's also the trash can, which, you know, you inflict like whatever character you attack with it, that'll give it its weakness, right? So like if you attack it with a fire character, it'll get fire weakness. Physical character will give it physical weakness, etc. But this boss right here, Something Unto Death, it's gonna be annoying. Basically what we see with Swarog, where he has the imprisonments with like the hand, the robot hand, that's what's gonna happen here. But even more so, wait, did I not get the screenshot for it? No, I guess I must have not gotten the screenshot for it. Dang it. Let me, give me 1 second here. No worries, I have the screenshot. It could get 2 characters on one. So you can have 2 characters in prison there. And again, when you lose all your characters, you end up losing the fights. Now, how this happens is you see like these 3 eyes right here that are closed. Like they'll be open when there's no characters like taken, which we can see, I guess we can't see right here, but they'll open up and then it'll be blue. Whenever the eyes fill up all the way to red, like it'll turn 1 at a time. Like you hit the enemy once, he'll get red eyes, and then the next time you hit it, he'll get 2 pairs of red eyes, and etc., until they're all filled up, all 3 of them. And when that happens, he'll basically imprison your enemies, right? He'll trap them in here. And I guess imprison is not the right term for it, because obviously imprisonment is a term for imaginary characters, but you guys get the point. He traps them in there. It's going to be very annoying. If this ever becomes an MLC boss, I will cry, is what I'll say. Outside of that, hopefully not really. I mean, we'll see. It's like kind of interesting because it's like, you know, okay, when you hit the boss, like after you hit the boss 3 times, he'll take one of your characters, right? So it's like, it also makes you not want to run like the traditional, like, you know, hyper, or like not traditional necessarily, but like a hyper carry build, kind of dissuade you from doing something like that. But we'll see. It seems like he could be really annoying. We'll see how easy it is to take care of these guys. But, you know, having 2 of your teammates taken out, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Now, next is going to be new events. Obviously, we know there's going to be the Trailblaze continuance. There's going to be, like, you know, the side missions, companion missions and stuff. But in one of the new events that are coming out, we will actually be able to choose a 4-star character available. So you could choose between Ginai Fen, Sampo, Asta, Yukong. I wouldn't say any of them are actually bad options. Sampo could be useful for DOT still. Ginai Fen is like really good for DOT still. Even a Sampo honestly is still really good for DOT. Asta could provide like the speed buff and stuff like that. Yukong, if you are running mono imaginary, I guess is like if you get her to E6 especially, she could be really good for a mono imaginary kind of setup. So I think all of these characters have use, and to be fair, most characters in the game do actually have a purpose, so that is nice, right? And being able to choose just a free 4-star that can fit whatever team you're trying to build is definitely just useful, so I like this quite a bit. Next, we have some new relics that are available. So this is a relic Pioneer Dilated Waters. When the enemy is debuffed, you're going to be able to inflict more damage to those enemies. So, I mean, Doctor Ratio, right? This seems like it's going to be a relic really built for Doctor Ratio. We don't have exact details on the relic, but yep. Next, we have this matchmaker. I don't know, the watchmaker, my bad. Massive Druid Mechanicians. And then it's a set that increases the break effect for the team. So, again, probably seems like a set for Ranmei. What I would say is I don't think that these sets, like if you have the existing sets that are good for them in the game built up, then those sets are still very good for them. You don't have to worry about farming up these sets. Like those sets will still be perfectly fine. Maybe in the future, if you're like, okay, now I want to go ahead and get these sets done. Maybe there's a patch that you're like, I'm skipping most of the characters in this patch anyways. I'm going to go ahead and start building my Doctor Ratio again, or start building my Ranmei again, right? But these existing relics that people likely farm for the Doctor Ratio and Ranmei are still definitely good, and that's the thing there. So you don't have to worry about that too much. But again, these are new relics for them. If you haven't farmed them really that well, then congrats, you have a new relic set that you can consider. So that's nice. There are new materials. So there's a Quantum Ascension material, and then there is an Ice Ascension material. These will be used for Misha and then a Sparkle. Then we have other materials for Traces. That's going to be for Nihility, for Harmony, and then Destruction. So that is also going to be used in the new 2.0 characters, Sparkle. I almost said Sparkle and Hanami, but Sparkle, Black Swan, and Misha, right? So those are obviously the 3 characters coming in here, and they will be using these materials. Next, we have 6 new free-to-play light cones that are coming. So that's great. Just new free-to-play Lycone alternatives. Hopefully they'll be able to like give us some nice alternatives for paths they may not have the best free-to-play Lycones, like let's say, I don't know, Destruction, you know, maybe it's another Hunt Lycone here could be really good. We'll see how they look like once they're in game, but this is exciting, right? Just more options for free-to-play players for Lycones are just good, right, in general, and hopefully they'll be good for some of these what's it called, hopefully they will be good for some of these 2.0 to 2.3 kind of characters in Penacony. That would be very nice. After this, we do have system updates. So there is a new Fate Atlas system, support and Trailblazer profile optimizations, relic enhancement optimization, and then relic set recommendation. So a lot of these are kind of self-explanatory. Here, the new Fate Atlas system is basically just like a timeline, right? Organizing exactly what happens and kind of, I'm not sure like exactly when it happens necessarily, but like, you know, stuff that goes on in the story, and make it more condensed so people will understand, or at least like newer players and returning players that get a better understanding of the story in terms of like how it moves forward, which is nice. I think I do like that quite a bit. Next, we have the support and then Trailblazer profile optimizations. So we actually do get the option to actually, again, the screenshot does not appear here, which is annoying, but this first one, we were able to set a friend to priority finally, which was previously announced, but you see here there's a priority button you could set for one of these friends. 15 right here was set to priority. That's where there's a star. You're also able to sort by, you know, like of course like ice and then destruction and stuff like that. So like this person is sorted by ice destruction. Silverwolf still does appear even though she's a Nihility Quantum character, because of the fact that they are favorited, which is nice to see. Alright, out of this screenshot, I don't know why it was gone, but you are also able to set 3 supporting characters and 5 Starfaring companions there. So 3 support characters is just nice, right? You know, you could set, someone says Fushwan here, maybe you could set Jean Liu, maybe you could set Luocha as a healer, maybe you could set multiple destruction characters like, you know, for Calcus farming, etc, etc. But it is nice to just have the option for people to use more than one support character. I mean, this French system is pretty good. I think I do like that quite a bit, and along with being able to favorite them is nice. There's a relic enhancement optimization. This is basically just going to make it easier for you to enhance relics to certain levels. So you could enhance them to level 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, which is every single time one of these substats will increase. And then you could obviously select which enhancement material rarity you want to use, 3-star below, 4-star, etc, etc. So that is cool, right? Being able to auto add to like +3 or anything like that, like if you want to see if a relic substat will be good or not. That's helpful. Then of course there's actually going to be the 10 free pools as always, right? So you see the Gift of Odyssey, we're able to get 10 free pools by logging in during an entire week. Then there's also going to be another 10 free pools just for logging in because of 2.0, right? So in general, everyone's going to be able to obtain 20 free tickets, 20 free, can't speak apparently, 20 free wishes, draws, etc. from the check-in events. So that is great. That's just very, very nice to see. And then just finally here, there is like a friend invite thing. If you invite friends back to the game, you can get rewards based on them completing stuff. So that is cool. But I mean, the biggest highlights, again, 20 free pools here. Just the quality of life updates are here. Very nice. We see the new boss. Actually, well, new boss is not the last thing here. Okay, well, I skipped ahead. There's a new boss. 4-star selector for those characters, these 2 new relics, new essential materials, new light cones, obviously the banners themselves. So there's a lot going on here, man. But let me know what you guys are thinking, who you're gonna summon for. If you're excited for 2.0, I am very excited. Penacony looks really good story wise, the map looks amazing, they put a lot of heart and soul to this. I'll catch you guys in the next one.